Hello, welcome to the channel. Good news, bad news. It's bad news, unfortunately. Robert Pattinson has got COVID-19, which has obviously stopped the Batman production. Now, you know, this has been widely publicised, and a lot of people are getting... Well, I mean, over on Twitter, a lot of people are getting really concerned by this. So let's just break down the news, and then let's take a look, and then we'll kind of go from there at the repercussions of what could be happening as a result of the production. I don't necessarily think it's all bad news, actually. Well, it's not good that anyone's got COVID, but I don't think it's doom and gloom. I don't think the production is going to move that much, but we'll get into it. So this was originally broken, the story was originally broken on Vanity Fair. Source: Robert Pattinson has COVID-19 halting the Batman production. Vanity Fair has learned from a well-placed source that the star came down with the virus just days after shooting resumed. So Robert Pattinson is said to have tested positive for the coronavirus, causing filming of the Batman to be halted just days after the superhero drama resumed at studios outside of London. Warner Brothers, they wouldn't comment on any individual worker's health, obviously, sharing only this statement: a member of the Batman production has tested positive for COVID-19 and is isolating in accordance with established protocols. Filming is temporarily paused. Vanity Fair confirmed through a highly placed source that Pattinson is said individual who became sick. Now, the production previously shut down, along with most of the entertainment industry work, back in March when the quarantine lockdown first hit. Pattinson's representative did not immediately return a request for comment. So look, let's break it down. Okay, the movie is planned for a release in 2021. Quite late, in fact. I'd imagine it'd be quite late, like a blockbuster summer, maybe even a winter blockbuster, because that seems to be a thing nowadays, especially as there's no Star Wars movies. They'd gotten a reasonable amount done prior to the lockdown. I think off the top of my head, it was about 25%, right? And that was the lockdown in the UK. The fact that Robert Pattinson has tested positive for it actually isn't that bad. He's a young guy. He's fit and he's healthy. He's in, as far as we know, he doesn't have any underlying health conditions. 99% of the time he's going to be fine, right? Well, 99.999 whatever. He will be fine. He'll do his 2 weeks in quarantine. He'll take another test. He will be fine. And then it's going to resume. The problem is, and this is where it starts to fall into, yeah, it potentially might be bad news, is that he may have come into contact with people. That's the likelihood. Have those people got it off of him? Have they tested positive? Are they self-isolating? How much of the production has to stop now? Now, we know from this report, right, that the whole filming has stopped. Now, that indicates that it's not just Robert Pattinson that has tested positive, because it's not just him that's there. There will be shots and scenes where he's not needed. So why is the whole production shut down? Now, that tells me that the likelihood is they're concerned that more people have it. Now, that will have a negative impact on the production. Somewhat a negative impact. If it's anything to go by with respect to like other things which have been in the works. In the UK, what is it? We got the new tube line thing. 2 months it was off. 10-month delay apparently. Unbelievable. And that's to do with obviously contractors and all that nonsense. How is this going to affect Warner Brothers and the production? How long have they booked out the spaces for? That's what you need to start to think about, whether this is really, really bad news. The spaces and the studio lots that they would have booked out would have been blocked out for some time. 2 weeks on top of that is unlikely to affect it that much if they were still doing all the other shots around it. They're not doing that, so there is the potential that that's going to come in the way and affect it somewhat. But I don't actually think this is terrible news. I don't think this is anything to really be concerned about. We've got the first teaser trailer, which is awesome. They seem very, very intent on releasing this. They'd already shot, if I remember rightly, about 25%. I don't think this is anything to be hugely concerned about. The worrying red flag is just the fact that they've stopped the entire production. If it was just him, they wouldn't really need to do that. Not really. They could have just done the test for everyone else. It's Warner Brothers. They can get the test quite easily, right? Like, it's not, again, it's not rocket science. They're Warner Brothers. They get the bloody test and they can give everyone the okay and just move ahead. But who's he come into contact with that he may have and have likely given it to? That's the problem. Because then who have they likely come into contact with? And it's just this stupid snowball effect of, oh, we must shut down. He's going to be fine. He's going to be absolutely fine. There's no, obviously, egg on my face if he's not. But statistically speaking, he's going to be fine. I don't think there's going to be any problem with Robert Pattinson returning to work in 2 weeks' time. Because that's it, isn't it? It's like a 10 to 14 day quarantine period in the UK. He's going to be fine. Who else has got it? That's the problem. Because you've got Jeffrey Wright. Reasonably, you know, he's not a young, sprightly dude anymore, is he? Colin Farrell, again, not a young, sprightly dude anymore. Not in... I don't think Colin Farrell... Jeffrey Wright might be in the more vulnerable category. I think he's over 40. Don't know if Colin Farrell is. Probably is now, which makes me feel really old. So, yeah, coming in contact with those people. Andy Serkis, he's definitely in the over 40. Leaning towards the more vulnerable category. Yeah. It's those people that you need to be more worried about. So anyway, look, there's the news. Robert Pattinson has COVID-19. The production has stopped, which indicates other people have it. Don't think this is too much to be worried about yet, though. I don't think this is too much to be worried about yet. Warner Brothers, they got these studios booked out for some time, I would imagine. But what do you guys think? You concerned by this? Let me know down below in the comments. For me, personally, I'm not too worried about this. Warner Brothers are very, very committed to that release date. They've already released the teaser trailer. People are massively on board for this. I'm hugely on board for this. I cannot wait for this film. So I hand it on over to you. What do you think? Good news? Bad news? Let me know down below. Also, side note, if you weren't on board for Robert Pattinson as Batman, did you watch Tenet yet? He's very good in Tenet. I'll leave my review linked above, maybe, if I can remember to spruce it in there. Now, he's fantastic in Tenet, and I genuinely cannot wait to see this. So I wish him the speediest of recoveries. Get well soon. Get out of quarantine. And don't worry, ladies and gents. Don't worry. This isn't a huge problem by any stretch of the imagination. So please do let me know your thoughts down below. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. You can stay up to date on the world of pop culture and movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. Anyway, thank you all so much. I've missed age. Take care.